Hey everyone, thank you so much for being with us today on our third episode of Going with Roen. Today we are talking to one of our favorite people, David Neiheisel with Preferred Rate Mortgage. He is here to talk to us about VA loans, veterans loans, and the options that they have. So David, you want to take over?
Sure, thanks for having me. Just want to go through the VA process. VA loans, very straightforward, similar to conventional, just only for veterans. What kind of questions do you have as far as those go?
Yeah, so you want to talk to us a little bit about the process. I know people can be kind of overwhelmed and feel like it's a lot more involved than a regular loan. So do you want to walk us through what it looks like getting approved for a VA loan?
Sure.
Start to finish.
So with the VA loan, it is pretty much the same as a conventional. The only difference is we have to verify that the veteran is eligible for a VA loan. That's as easy as grabbing their DD-214. Every eligible veteran should have one. And then what we do is we order their certificate of eligibility. That is going to tell us, yes, they're able to get a VA loan, or no, they're not. As long as you pretty much have an honorable discharge, you meet the service requirements, you'd be able to obtain a VA loan. The eligibility varies upon different branches, between active duty, National Guard, reserves, things of that nature. But otherwise, that's it. I mean, as far as like getting pre-approved up front, we treat it the exact same way.
Okay.
We look over financials.
So in order to get this process started, a veteran, or could it be an active member would come to you and say, I want to get this process started. And then from there, they would just start filling out a pre-approval.
Correct.
Like, okay, go through that and then.
Yeah, and there's no difference in the pre-approval.
Okay.
So whether it's a VA, purchase, FHA, all of it is the exact same process. Like I said, the only difference is we have to have a copy of the DD-214.
And they'll know, any veteran will know what that is.
Any veteran, will know what a DD-214 is.
What kind of money down are they looking at? Is there situations where they can almost have none down, or?
Yes, so VA is 100% financed. Now, if they're looking at wanting to, say, purchase above what VA allows, then they might have to put some money down.
Okay, what's that about that amount?
Yeah, so VA, debt to income wise, they'll let you go up to about 55%, sometimes higher depending on your credit score.
Okay.
So VA is very, very flexible when it comes to that. But at the exact same time, you also have to have compensating factors. Okay. You know, how much do you have in the bank? Things of that nature.
Okay. So is there a limit then to what the VA will fund? Like, are there any limitations how much you can borrow with a VA loan?
Only as far as your debt to income goes.
Okay.
So whatever they will approve debt to income wise is what you can borrow.
Awesome. Okay.
Yep.
And we have noticed in the market that VA and FHA loans, FHA buyers are more acceptable right now to sellers than they were maybe a few months ago when there was 30 offers on a house, and some cash buyers and conventional loan buyers might have got the upper hand. Things aren't quite so competitive as they were, so if you are a VA buyer, you definitely should try to take advantage of those benefits.
David, can you tell us what happens with the VA process when you go under contract on a house? Like, you have your pre-approval and you have a realtor, you find a house that you love, and now you're under contract. What happens next?
Yeah, so it's actually a very similar process to any other type of loan. We go ahead, we get all the information entered in, the normal process of the disclosures. The big thing is they do have to have a termite inspection on a VA loan. Cannot be paid by the veteran, has to be paid by either the seller or the agent. That's one of the biggest things that comes up, is just having that termite inspection.
Do you guys know what a termite inspection usually costs? Like, I know that's...
So a lot of the inspectors will do it on their own, but average cost has been anywhere from $75 to $150 is what I've seen.
Okay.
Sometimes more, but most of the time it's $75 to $150.
So nothing too crazy.
Yeah, nothing crazy. But then as far as like the loan process goes, we handle it the exact same. We order the appraisal, so that way the veteran doesn't have to worry about that part. And then we have all the financial documents, submit it to underwriting, get them approved, and work towards closing.
Yep.
Can you talk just a little bit about the appraisal process? Is there a separate VA appraiser, or how does that work?
Yes. So what happens is we order through our vendor, and then our vendor will contact the VA to get a VA-specific appraiser. That VA-specific appraiser does all their scheduling, inspecting the property, and then they'll get it back to us as well. The only difficulty is the VA appraisers. Some are quick, some are not. It just depends on who you get.
Right.
Cool. So I noticed when we walked in, you have a lot of like Army things and military things. Do you want to talk a little bit about why you feel so drawn to help veterans?
Sure. So I'm a veteran myself. Served 7.5 years in the Army. Did a 13-month tour in Afghanistan. And it's just been one of those things where I've wanted to give back to my community.
Yeah.
One of the biggest things is I support a local nonprofit called the Barracks Project. They help homeless veterans.
Yeah.
So that's kind of been one of the big things. So with any VA loans that I close, I donate a small portion of my commission back to the Barracks Project.
That's awesome.
Awesome.
And then you also, we were talking about your beard earlier, and you
Yes.
are in the Cincinnati Beard Barons. Can you talk a little bit about that? Because I think that's really cool.
Yeah, so the Cincinnati Beard Barons is a local nonprofit as well. We do beard competitions across the country, and that is also to raise money for different charities. So when we host an event here in Cincinnati, it's for the Barracks Project. And actually this past year, we had a competition in October. We actually raised $10,000 for the Barracks Project.
That's awesome.
So yeah, so that's been one of the big things.
Very cool. Oh, the dogs are saying hello. So. We're going to wrap this up here. We are so excited to have David on our show today. He actually did my loan when I bought my house, and Josh's brother.
Yeah, I did my brother's loan and was my first transaction. So.
Yeah. So yeah, we absolutely love working with David. We would recommend him to friends or family. I will put all of his information in the show notes to make sure anybody who's interested in getting in contact with him will have all of his info. So yeah, thank you, David, for your time.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We'll see you guys next week on Going with Roen. Josh, good. Bye.